Hi, welcome to the live stream. For those of you who don't know, my name's Jabeen. I'm a channel of Archangel Raphael, and in these live streams, Raphael comes through me to give messages about what's going on at the moment for those of you who are listening and people who listen afterwards, and also maybe do some clearings as well, and then talk about the week ahead. I'm just going to let him come in and speak through me. I would like you to know that what I am seeing is that there are many things going on at the moment in many of you, which are very much connecting in to incarnations you have had, which have given you a lot of energies around feeling disempowered, perhaps even controlled by external forces to such an extent that you are not able to go forwards in the way that you would like. What I'm seeing at the moment generally is that there is a rising up amongst people when it comes to being in their power, their sovereignty, being their own person, and going forwards in their own way. But because of this, there is also a lot coming up for people around being disempowered, severely disempowered, perhaps in ways were quite brutal, where they were physically harmed, tortured, taken from in other ways energetically, and left with less than themselves as a result to move forwards with. What I will say about these kinds of incarnations is that although they may be a long time gone, what tends to happen is when people are stepping up into their power and sovereignty, they are going to find that these kinds of lives show up to be cleared so that they can go forwards without any of those imprints left, any of those energetic disturbances. And what I would like you to know is that this is the time to be going deeper into these kinds of lives in order to clear them. Lives where you have been deliberately harmed in some way, taken from. I would like all of you to engage with this to the degree that feels right for you in order to be fully in your power again without remnants of the past coming in and making you feel less than who you are. I am also saying this because I would like you to know that disempowerment issues contribute a lot towards people feeling low in themselves, suicidal even, feelings that take over and make them go off in other directions which are not right for them. When you feel disempowered, you will notice yourselves going off in directions which are not right for you. You will be trying to find power elsewhere, and in so doing, you take yourselves away from your path of light. What I will say about doing this is that it may be in small ways, such as wanting to be in connection with others who you believe are able to give you something. Or it may be something else, such as doing something in the world which you believe will give you some kind of power. But what I will say is that when you are focused externally on gaining power, what tends to happen is that you diminish your own ability to be in your light and center, which in one way or another diminishes your ability to serve your higher purpose on earth. What I will also say about trying to gain power through external means is that it will always have consequences. Something will always happen as a result. So I would like each one of you here to focus on going deeper into empowering yourselves from the inside by clearing what is in the way of this, by going deeper into your core life energies, strengthening your connection to yourselves, to your inner being, to your kundalini, strengthening yourselves from the inside, so you are not in any way going to end up being distracted by what is on the outside. I also would like you to know that through this, a lot of your problems will automatically disappear. When you are fully in your power, you will notice a lot of things automatically don't matter anymore. They don't concern you. Things that you could be distracted by, which are happening in the world, you are no longer affected by them. And when you are in this state, you are automatically able to empower others as well, to also be who they are on earth, unaffected by external energies. What I'm really trying to say is right now, this is very much the focus for all of you to empower yourselves fully and completely. And this does mean that you need to revisit some places in yourselves which have been a long time ago impacting you and which come in from time to time energetically and make you feel a certain way. And I will say, by addressing these issues, you will feel much more empowered, much more in your own flow, much more able to keep going forwards consistently without being stopped in your tracks by things which suddenly come in that make you feel a certain way. I am also saying all this because I want you to know that now is the time to step into your power and be who you are in the world. Have your role in one way or another. It is not about necessarily forcing it, but it is about allowing yourselves to be who you are and working through what is in the way of this, no matter how much there is, to be consistent with this. For some of you here, I see you are more or less ready to fully be in the world, playing your part. I see for some of you, you are much more empowered than you ever have been. There is much more light flowing through you, enabling you to move forwards consistently without problems. For others here, it is much more about doing more inner work. And what I will say is no matter which group you are in, it doesn't matter as long as you are engaging with what you need to be engaging with. It is not really about trying to get anywhere as fast as you can. It is much more about being able to engage with what is in front of you, whether it is something disturbing coming up from another life, or whether it is something here on the 3D that you need to engage with, that is right for you to do or be a part of. But I would like you all to be very much in your inner being and to feel what needs engaging with when, and not to force yourselves forwards before you are ready. I have more messages to give all of you. I would like you to know that at the moment is a time of going deeper within. And because of this, you may find that certain people around you leave your life because you are no longer resonating with them on a deeper level. So there will be some disconnecting to do with some people in your life. There are some people who will no longer match your energy, Because as you go deeper and they go deeper, there will be an automatic separation, and there may be a need to do some work around this as well. Because some separations can be a bit messy if there are some issues which are there coming in from other lives or this life, things which are in one way or another needing some attention. What I am really trying to say is that there will be a natural separation with some people, and with other people, it may feel a bit more messy, like you have to do some work in order for them to fully leave. And again, I would like you to engage with what is necessary to be engaged with. I would like you to know that you are able to feel on a higher level what is right for you. But sometimes there is a process that you need to go through, and you can do this internally by getting a sense of what is going on and working on the inside to clear something. So you do not have to go through a messy process on the outside. I am also saying this because I see for some of you, you may be separating with people you have been with for a long time, and there may be some complications in this. What I would like you to know is that by going deeper within and engaging with what is going on deeper, more subtle levels, you are able to clear up a lot of external problems by simply doing this. And then other aspects are more easily resolved on the earth plane. I have a few more messages to give. I would like you to know that the world is changing. It is very much in the state of flux at the moment, to a much larger extent than it has ever been. But that does not mean that it will be a smooth journey. I will say along the way there will be a lot that happens, and there will be some major catastrophes, some things which are unexpected, which will happen. I will say there will be loss of life, and there will also be some things that come in almost from the side that you really did not see coming. And these sort of things will be things that happen because they have been orchestrated by something else altogether. What I'm really trying to say is that it is a time of turbulence. It is a time where it is important to expect the unexpected, where there will be a bit of a battle because there are energies on the earth that don't want to ascend, that don't want to be transformed, and they will fight back. And what I'm really trying to say is that even though the world is moving generally in a very positive direction, it is really going straight up and very much in a way that is much faster than ever before. There will be some problems along the way. And what I want you to know is don't be distracted by the problems. Know that where there has been a lot of density, there is always going to be a bit of a battle as some of the denser energies try to stay where they are and not change, transform. However, I would like you to stay focused and to keep going and not be distracted by what you see around you. I am also saying this to reassure you that sometimes what happens is that people are feeling disheartened when things do not go their way. They feel that something must not be right that they are doing. But what I would like you to know is that when you are going forwards in life in a good way, it is very common to experience some problems on some levels as you are clearing away the density. And so when it comes to major changes in the world, it is the same. So I want you to know this in advance, that regardless of what happens externally, to know that things are going in a good direction, things are moving forwards in the right way, because the energies are supporting this at the moment. I have one more thing to say about this, and that is sometimes what you are experiencing on earth is a bit of a mixture between what has been and what is going on at the moment. It is a mixture of both those energies. And sometimes when you are in those kinds of places in life, you start to feel inside that perhaps you are not doing the right thing. It sets off feelings inside of doubting your own ability to make good decisions or clear energy. But what I will say is that it is simply old energies clearing. That is all. And for some of you, you will need to be patient at times as this happens. My final message to all of you is that there are many things going on generally in the world which will be confusing at times to witness, that may not make much sense. And what I will say is at the moment there is still a lot hidden on the earth plane. Not everything has been revealed. There are many people who know many things, but there is still more to be revealed. And what I would like you to know about some things is that you can observe them, and then you can simply be in the energy of asking for what else is there to be known. And the information will be revealed in the right way at the right time. What I'm really trying to say is don't jump to conclusions before you have all the information. So if something does appear confusing to you, it is okay to put a question mark by it and ask that the right information is revealed and you are shown what is really going on. And this will happen at the right time. And I am saying this to those of you who are predisposed to sometimes jump into conclusions. What I want you to know is that it is very good for you to be patient, to wait for the right information to come in, where you can then look at something and see something more clearly, rather than come up with your own conclusions. Because through this, the process of actually seeing more clearly on the earth becomes a lot easier. When there are many people coming up with their own conclusions, what tends to happen is that it muddies the picture. And this is very common when it comes to the movement that is about exposing things, making things known which have been hidden. What I will say is that many people are sometimes reaching the wrong conclusions about things, which means that all the right conclusions are then dismissed by people because they see the wrong conclusions. And what I want you to know is that it is important to generally stay with what is known when it comes to earth based problems, problems which have been created by people. It is good to be open to receiving more information, but not to get carried away and then start adding in your own explanations, because it tends to make everything a bit muddy, distorts the picture and then makes people dismiss real information that they need to know. And what I'm really speaking about is the things which are bigger in life, like governments, larger institutions, all the things which are currently in the process of being restructured, changed on deeper levels, which will show up a bit later. It is important to stay with the facts and to allow the information that is coming out to keep adding to the facts. And in this way, more people will listen, will rise up and start taking back their power and step into who they are more fully. I hope this makes sense. This message is not for everyone, but it is for those of you who are very involved in helping to change the world in this way, to be very much in the energy of being open to new information. But don't get carried away, jumping to your own conclusion before you have all the information. I have no more messages, but I would like to speak about the week ahead. The week ahead will be very good for all of you in many ways. But what may happen is that you start to feel a little bit like there are things in the way of moving forwards at times. And what I would like you to do is engage with your inner processes and to allow the energies to move through you. And in this way, you will find that things start flowing for you again. So it will be generally good, but there will be some things which come up which need to be looked at. And in this way, you will be deepening your connection to yourselves, clearing what is in the way of this. I have no more messages. Hmm. Yeah, so thank you everyone for listening, and yeah, wishing you a lovely week ahead. And yeah, much love to all of you.